We are only in charge of ourselves. Once we believe in Jesus, we can become impatient with God for the delay in the realization of the fullness of God's kingdom that we long for. And we can become impatient with those who have not yet believed. In our passage today, Peter connects those two temptations to be impatient for his congregation and for us. Peter reminds his congregation that God is never late nor early. God is always on time. But God's time is not subject to our understanding of time or really of anything. And he reminds us that God patiently waited on us to believe. And so we should understand that God continues in God's patience so that none might perish. But knowing his congregation and our human tendency to take things to extremes, Peter continues to explain that when God's kingdom comes, it will come in power and swiftness. So we must remain ready and not be lulled into complacency and laziness in our faith. Ultimately, what Peter says is that we should be worried about ourselves and maintaining our faithfulness instead of worrying about when God's kingdom will come or why our neighbor doesn't see things exactly the same way we do. We are only in charge of us. And so we must work out our own faith with fear and trembling.